Mayor Parris, Jim Greenleaf here. You just gave the Chamber of Commerce your State of the City address. Could you share with us some of the highlights?
Well, we covered everything that's come up to now. We talked about how the we are becoming the solar capital of the world, that we're seeing millions and millions and millions of dollars being invested in the city of Lancaster to produce solar energy. We have every expectation that within 10 years we're going to be producing enough energy to power the entire Southwest. That's how big this is. The magnitude of this nobody has really understood. The biggest message I hope people went away with was, one, that the quality of our life, the quality of our well-being and our family's well-being is really going to be determined by one primary factor, and that's how involved everybody becomes in this community. And we're seeing it, little things. Like, I can't tell you how uplifting it is when I go clean the Armagosa Creek with the group of people from Boeing. I mean, that was a great morning, and I'm still remembering it. It was probably one of the highlights of this month. Whenever I get involved in one of those community improvement activities, I walk away with more friends, and my well-being is enhanced, and therefore the well-being of my family is enhanced. But what we've really learned in this past year is that as more and more citizens actually take ownership of the city, demand to take part in it, actually have a say in what we're doing. Like today in the paper there was the thing about the scavenger ordinance. It was a little controversial in that I didn't really agree with it. But that came out of the Neighborhood Revitalization Commission. The citizens came up with this. They wrote the ordinance and presented it to the City Council, and it was passed 4-1. But what the significant part of that to me is, it's not the council leading down, it's the citizens leading up. And what we do is we just put the final seal of approval or disapproval. And so as a result, the city has become safer. You see what's happened on the boulevard. But more importantly, do you realize that we've been open now for about 6 months on the boulevard? We've had incredible events, sometimes as much as 35,000 people, not one police incident. And what that tells me is that the members of this community are starting to feel part of the community, and they're beginning to respect their community. And where some people might behave differently elsewhere, in the heart of their city, they respect that it's their city, and they behave accordingly. And I'm hoping to see more and more of that. The primary message as far as a challenge of what we face is, this was the Chamber of Commerce, and I told all of them, if they want to be wildly successful as a business in this community, there was one primary thing we have to do. We have to have the best education system in the state, if not the country. And a couple of years ago when I first got elected, I thought that was just rhetoric. It was never going to happen. Too many obstacles. And then I saw SOAR High School over at Antelope Valley College. That's a public high school. Every kid went to college. Every kid who graduated had at least 1 year of college credits. We have the capacity to create the best schools in America, and we've already got one of them. And what I asked the Chamber of Commerce to do is to start working with their school boards, because we got great people on those school boards. They just need to know that they have the community behind them to make the difficult decisions to make that happen, because you're always going to get resistance. Remember 2.5 years ago, the resistance we were getting as a city council? There were times where I wasn't allowed to go out without bodyguards. That's how much resistance. If we could empower the school boards to have the courage to do what we know they know how to do, this is going to be a magnificent place. The reason the education is so important is that's what the primary attractant of jobs are. Every major company out there, the one thing they ask when they're looking to relocate or to build a new factory, what are the schools like? Because you cannot recruit quality employees to a place with bad schools. Or more importantly, it's easy to recruit people if you have great schools. And so that really has to be our focus for the next couple of years. We have to be unrelenting. We have to stand up to anybody who gets in our way. Teachers' unions, if they don't like it, too bad. Maybe we don't need a union. I don't think that'll happen, because I think that, all of us like to be great at what we do. If we start showing these teachers they can be great teachers, they're going to be with us.